A CSU executive order could change general education requirements in coming years. Some cultural studies courses may be eliminated. CSUN students were invited to a conversation with the chancellor of the CSU system and CSUN's president. Students and administrators hope to exchange information. Here's my report on what really happened.
Student activists organized outside the event. Then they stormed their way past event staff at the door. They set up a demonstration inside the building. They passed out lists of demands and chanted slogans. When the administrators appeared on stage, there were loud cries from students who wanted to speak first.
Right now, I would like to invite you all to come to the microphone and speak.
We want to make it clear that today's visit was made possible by the mobilization of the students at CSUN. All the ethnic studies departments and students that protested at CSUN.
Then suddenly, before any response, dozens of students rose up as a group and headed for the doors. These students, who had been waiting the longest, would not wait to hear any explanations about the executive orders or plans for the future. They walked out, taking any real chance at a dialogue with them. The executive orders proposed by CSU Chancellor Timothy White and CSUN President Diane Harrison continue to grow resentment in students of cultural studies.
There's no data to back any of this up. There's been no faculty governance, to make these decisions. This is all implemented by the chancellor and by the president on their own accord. And where's the democracy in that?
But there definitely needs to be more transparency with the administrators and students. We do know what's going on. We want to be more in control of our education. We pay so much, there's no reason why we shouldn't have a say in what it is that we're learning.
Some students did still speak after the walkout. Administrators sat and listened on stage. The chancellor and president said a few words, but by that time it was clear that any real communication had fallen apart. We sat down with President Diane Harrison and Interim Vice Provost Matthew Kahn to talk about what went wrong in the meeting.
What's your general reaction, your feelings to what happened yesterday?
It was what I heard was a great deal of frustration and anger and some fear. I think what I regret is that we weren't able to have a dialogue to kind of go over what some of the possible options or models that some of the faculty have proposed.
So we're aware that we haven't been communicating as effectively with students as we want to be. The provost will be meeting with students who'd like to come in small groupings to have a conversation around what the executive order is, what we might be able to do in order to ensure that we do not reroute enrollment from these important programs and these important departments.
This level of, I don't want to say chaos, but this level of
vitriol
and breakdown in orderly discussion, was this something that you were unprepared for?
I'm not ignorant. I understood that there was a lot of anger and frustration pent up. I expected that there would be a number of students who weren't happy there. Did I have more optimistic wishes for the kind of dialogue that we might have had? Yes. What it says to me is that we need to do a different job of communicating with our students, with these students in particular. Because with other student groups who I've met with about either the executive orders or something else, it's much more effective. I find that when people are screaming, it makes it hard to hear.
For now, the CSUN website seems like the only place to get reliable information on the status of the executive orders. Concerned students will be watching for news from the administration.